Hi everyone. So I'm still here at Los Caneros Lake Park in Goleta. This behind me is the Stowe Ranch house. So originally this whole area was agricultural. The whole area of Goleta was principally agricultural 100 years ago. Still is. If you go up into the foothills, you'll see a lot of citrus being grown and other things. But no longer, because Goleta has become pretty built up into a housing development, which is the story in so many places. In any event, I want to talk about the Pope's encyclical on environmental change, climate change. Very important. And this, as you may know, if you paid attention to lectures, when we had the climate scientist here, Ram Ramanathan, and he is one of the people who suggested to the Pope to put something like this together. He was a real sort of impetus behind it. Right then and there during lecture, I decided that we should have this as a reading. And I was originally going to have the most recent reading coming out of the IPCC reports, a summary for policymakers, but I decided on this instead. In part because we're coming right from 2 weeks on Buddhism with Zen and the Art of Saving the Planet and our wonderful visit from Sister True Dedication. But the other thing is, most people on the planet, and by that I mean over half people on the planet, self-identify as Christian, and 1 in 6 people as Catholic. Something like 1.3 billion people. Catholicism especially is a very sort of authority-driven religion in that the word of the Pope is pretty much the word of God, the way that religion is imagined. So if the Pope comes out and says something about the climate crisis, I think we should all pay attention. And what a remarkable thing that he did come out with, the encyclical. I had to edit it down. It's very long. It's like 44,000 words, which is like half a book. So I had to cut that down considerably. I hope I still have done it justice with the inclusions that I made. It's really, again, a quite wonderful document. It is firmly, Christianity is a religion. It's not a practice like yoga, the way Buddhism can be interpreted, as it pretty much has been by Thich Nhat Hanh and Sister True Dedication. But here it is a religion, there's God, there's an afterworld and all. And, this is so important because in Christian circles there are quite big differences here. There are some flavors of Christianity in the U.S., I won't call any out, you may know them, that have not, argued for doing something about the climate crisis. Why not? Well, to some people, the second coming, the parousia, when Jesus comes back again, that's going to be pretty soon in their thinking. And if that's true, then Jesus will come, the faithful will leave the earth here, and the earth will be left not alone, but will burn in Christian thinking. This is what it says at the end of the Bible in John's Revelation, and the earth will be destroyed. So why care about a planet that's already on the road to destruction? And some Christians have even interpreted that, climate crisis is really the beginning of that prophesized burning of the planet. Yeah, the Pope doesn't buy into any of that. And his argument is something called Christian stewardship, and that Christians should think of the earth as something that they're here to take care of. They're entrusted with the earth by God in this thinking. So I'm curious what you think about this document, and you don't have to be Catholic or Christian or even believe in any sort of Orthodox religion, because there's a lot here to be said about how we should think of the creation and why we should value it. And moreover, there's a lot of intersectionality here with social justice issues about which this Pope cares in particular. So when this came out, it really was quite a striking document. And again, because often climate crisis has become polarized in the United States in the last, few years, few decades. And as a consequence, you have someone like Al Gore coming out and advocating for taking climate change seriously, even though he himself identifies as a Christian, as a Baptist. Al Gore, of course, is politically, he was twice vice president under Bill Clinton, so he's politically very sort of liberal, and as a consequence, that very fact will cause some people not to pay attention to Al Gore, to see this as a polarized political issue. The Pope is not polarized politically. The Pope doesn't have that sort of issue. So it's a wonderful opportunity for someone to be the messenger, speaking from a different perspective altogether, one which is taken very seriously by over 1 billion people on the planet, and more too, because he is laying out an interpretation, a hermeneutic strategy of Christianity, how Christianity can be interpreted in a way that is very earth-friendly and responsive to the climate crisis. So just curious what you think. I won't give you individual prompts, things that you find interesting. I hope you put them in the comments below. So thanks a lot.